2016 Austin gold medalist BMX Vert. Jamie, welcome back to the top of the podium after a year off. Let's talk about the progression of where the sport has gone within the last year. You lost to Vince, but now you're back on top of the podium. What did it take for you to get yourself back to the top, especially with your family there with you?
Yeah, like yesterday was a great night for us. 2015, it could have gone either way. We were split by a quarter of a point, and that night Vince had the bigger trick, and it took that loss for me to kind of just, lift the burden of that consecutive winning streak off my shoulders. So I went away from Austin last year, and I had a great time, and it was a pleasure handing over the medal to Vince, but that lit a fire underneath me, and for the next year I rode, and sure, I'm a family man and I have businesses, but I dedicated the time to being great again, to getting back on my bike and doing the things that make me happy and make me what essentially I've been known for the longest time, and that's just smooth riding, high airs, and incorporate some big tricks, and then, just see if there was something that I could bring to the X Games that would be on par or even better than what Vince could bring this year. So I had a new trick, and great thing was that Vince didn't even know about it, so he'd been riding with me for the week leading up to X Games. So it was a complete shock for a lot of people when this trick came out, but none more than me when the wheels were down and I was rolling away.
A few years ago, when we were talking, it felt like BMX was maybe headed for a plateau, a dead zone. Yeah. But now you look at Vert and how packed it was yesterday, park and street today in BMX, and how dirt has revitalized the X Games. As you look forward to the progression of where it can go next, besides X Games, you have the Nitro Circus World Games. Yeah. That's going to bring a lot of triple jumps and things like that. Do you think that's the next evolution of the sport, or is it somewhere within its roots where it's just all about simple progression and best line?
Well, I think there's always going to be that place for simple progression and best lines and best tricks, and that's BMX. At its core, that's BMX. That's what we've all grown up doing, sharing that common thread of getting excited, riding bikes, and see who can do the best stunts. Okay, but now moving forward into this new kind of era, so to speak, we do have things like the Nitro Games, we've got X Games, and, whoever else is going to throw their hat into the ring. And, we're only going to see the tricks get bigger and better because they're the guys who are building these incredible setups in order for the riders to achieve the impossible. We looked at the X Games years and years ago as the place to achieve the impossible. Well, maybe we've maxed out certain areas, and these guys have noticed that, so they're building bigger and better for riders to just go to that next level. You could see a few years ago it started to plateau, but with the advent of social media, delivering the freshest, craziest tricks to your phone within seconds these days, the bar's being raised every second. Everybody wants to be ahead of the curve. They all want to be the guy doing the craziest tricks, and people are giving them a platform to do that.
Raising the bar and being ahead is what's brought you to X Games here with the sponsor, Fruit of the Loom. Talk to us a little bit about the apparel and what you've been doing here with this wind tunnel.
Yeah, coming into X Games this year, I've got a great relationship with Fruit of the Loom, and their activation was around breathable underwear this year for both men and women, and I think it's so pertinent for me as an athlete being in Austin, Texas, one of the most humid and hot states in the country, to kind of have something that could be considered a little advantage. Breathable underwear in this state, it's a must. I mean, they give you a driver's license, they should give you breathable underwear.
Naturally.
Yeah, naturally. It's just a perfect fit. So, just coming here, I was, a little nervous about the contest, but once I kind of gelled with everybody, I rode the ramp, I came and hang out here, and I'm going to get to ride this thing. Now it's fired up this afternoon, and I don't know how well this is going to go compared to last night, but there's no gold medals for winning this. So however I perform here today, it's never going to outperform the underwear that that got me the gold last night.
Now you mentioned perfect fit. Have you just taken the underwear just for a spin? Nothing else, just the underwear and the bike?
Well, I mean, how else are you going to take the underwear for a spin? Riding bikes.
In Austin.
In
Where
Austin.
else would...
In Austin, at the X Games. The most hot and pressure cooker situation you could ever test underwear is that vert ramp over there, in 80-degree weather with probably 100% humidity and the onset of weather similar to the movie The Day After Tomorrow. We're not actually allowed to say the movie The Day After Tomorrow. I'm sure there's a huge copyright, but you kind of that's just a visual to how the weather's been so inclement in Austin, Texas. But two things have stood the test of this weather this weekend. One, my ability to handle pressure and reclaim the gold. Two, Fruit of the Loom breathable underwear.
And three, if you were going to pay or bet on who would wear just underwear in BMX Big Air, would it be Zach Warden, Morgan Wade, or Mike Hooker just wearing the underwear?
Well, they're all actually the same person.
All in one?
Yeah, they are the actual, it's just one guy, but he goes under different names. So he'll just register himself 3 times at the X Games, and he's just hedging his bets. So Mike Hooker, Morgan Wade, and Zach Warden, they're all the same dude. They just swap wigs and kind of talk a little funny here and there, do different tricks just to throw people off. But have you noticed they're never in the same place at the same time?
My money would be on Hooker wearing just the briefs in BMX dirt, doing his famous handlebar stand down in front of the crowd.
You know, I think that's a pretty safe bet. You know, Mike's good for a surfer every now and again, and you know, but hey, you know, that's why it's called underwear. I wear it under my jeans.
Jamie, congratulations again on the gold medal. It was fun to see on top of the podium again, especially with what this weekend means to you and to celebrate the life of Dave. Congratulations again, and we will see you next year with another gold in my imagination.
All right, that will be wonderful. Stay cool.